This is one of those products that lives up to the hype, huh? Today we are playing with a mixture of new and old makeup. I'm actually very excited. I just recently picked up the Natasha Denona Bronze palette like 2 days ago. I have not even used this palette yet. I've just swatched it. So I am very excited to see how it compares to the Glam and Retro palettes from her because they are some of my all-time favorite palettes. And then I also have the new NARS foundation. I have an Ilia bronzer, a Bobbi brown color corrector, some setting powder, etc. New goodies, and then quite a few old goodies as well. So let's go ahead and get started. Before we do, you know the deal, let's go ahead and do the YouTubey things. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's get into it. I don't know why I just like actually forgot the whole thing then. Anyway, let's get into it. I just quickly went off camera and filled in my brows with the Precisely My Brow just lightly and put the Kosas Air Brow Gel through them. And I did prime with my Makeup by Myer eye primer, which you've seen me do 1,000 times. I just thought I'd save a little time. So we're gonna go in with the bronze palette today from Natasha Denona. This was I think it went like bronze, glam, and retro. If actually Zendo was in there somewhere as well. I think it was like bronze, glam, retro. Sorry, bronze, glam, Zendo, retro. Who cares? Anyway, I'm gonna insert the video swatches right here for you guys just in case you haven't seen them or you're interested in them. So here we go. Also, if you're wondering, I have a new wig on. If you're very, very new here, I wear wigs and toppers and stuff because I have, I suffer from hair loss. So I have like bald patches and stuff. It's great. I do have a video on it on my channel if you wish. But I got a new wig, which from AF Sister Wig, and I'm still playing around with it. It's actually really good. For the price that I paid for this wig, it was like 300 Australian dollars for a human hair wig, which is just insanely cheap for a human hair wig that I found anyway, with lace color that's supposed to suit my skin tone. It's not super natural. It's not as natural as like my Pearls Hair Boutique one. I don't know if it'll pick up on camera, but the knots are supposed to be bleached, but I don't know if they are, but I just think I probably need to also trim this lace back a lot. Anyway, who knows? But if it looks a bit funky, that's why. This is actually the first time I'm wearing it and like did an install. So let's dip into this palette. I'm going to take my Aretha number 16 first, and I'm going to dip into this color, which is called Beach, and we'll see how this performs on the lid, shall we? I'm going to just have a play with the colors on this one, and as the name suggests, do a bronzy look. So I'm going to swirl in this outer lid here, and I'll just run this beach color through the lid. Okay, well this color is actually already performing quite well, so that's exciting. So that blended out quite nice. I also just realized I actually meant to go in with Ridge and not Beach, but anyway, here we are. Maybe we'll just put a little bit of Ridge through the crease anyway, because YOLO, shall we? YOLO. Let's do it. This is a Refa number 15, and I'm just going to pick up some of Ridge, and I'm just going to run that through the crease as well. Does look nice though, doesn't it? I like those colors. I like it, I like it. I'm gonna take this R105 brush from What's Up Beauty, and I can't see because I'm getting old. Let me hold my palette back here. Jesus. I'll go into Magma first, I think this one, and we'll see how deep this one comes out on the eye, because they seem to come out deeper on the eye than they look in the pan. I'll tap it on the outer corner first. Yeah, it's probably not going to be deep enough actually. Scratch that, scratch that. Let's go into Deep Dive, which is this one. And this is a cream to powder formula, so I like this. I actually wish there was more cream to powders in here, because that's my favorite formula from her. I'm just going to switch brushes to my Refa number 14. I'm I'm gonna take my Milk eye primer and just use it as a glitter glue and just pop this over the lid about 3/4 of the way. For the first color, I'm actually gonna go into this one, which is Rhodium. This is actually one of the colors that attracted me to this palette the most. So let's pick that up and tap this just on the outer portion here. And that's it, not any further in. It's like a black currant type color. I quite like that actually. That's pretty. Trust me to get a bronze palette and then not actually, like my favorite shade in it is not the bronze. Typical. The next color I'm gonna go into is True Bronze, which is this one right here. And I'm just picking this up on a flat shader brush again. Oh, this is really flaky. See how this goes? I might need to use my finger for this shade. Yeah, this shade. And I'll just put this in. Yeah, I'm gonna use my finger actually for this one. Yeah, there we go. Just because it's a little bit chunkier, so I feel like it's probably supposed to be like more of like a toppery type shade. This eye primer was definitely the right choice though. It's really making those shadows grip. That's quite pretty actually. That all over the lid on its own would be stunning as like an everyday look. If you were following along and you thought this was going a little bit too far, I'd just pop this one all over the lid. It looks really pretty. I like that. Cool. Cool, cool. Now I'm gonna go into this color right here, which is called Silk, and I'm just gonna grab a smaller flat shader brush so that it can get into the corner of my eye, and we will tap it in here. I can honestly barely tell the difference between that second shade and that shade I just put on, like the two bronze ones. Interesting. I mean, that does look really pretty, I'm not gonna lie. Looks stunning. Absolutely stunning. Just can't tell the difference between those two shades, that's all. I think it's the finish. The second one's more glittery. Let me go ahead and clean up. I just have a little bit of fallout from those metallic shades. I'm gonna clean them up and then we're gonna move on to the base. I'm gonna take my Chanel Le Beiges primer. I sound so Australian when I say that primer name. I just realized Le Beiges. It's probably Le Beige. How would you pronounce that in French? I feel like someone is from France here and could accurately tell me how I should pronounce that. Please do me a favor so that I'm not butchering the language. I'm gonna put some of my Lisa Eldridge liquid highlighter on just the high points here. For foundation, I have the new NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. This is in the shade Mont Blanc. Now, this is not the first time that I am trying this foundation. I actually did get a tester of it first from Mecca. I'm actually gonna put some of this on the back of my palette here while we're talking. This is the first time I'm using this actual bottle because I wanted to use the tester up first. I did pick up a tester because I have not actually tried a NARS foundation before that does actually work for my skin, and I really didn't think this foundation was going to work for my skin, if I'm honest. It's just not typically the kind of foundation that I would have thought I would have liked. It's more of a lighter coverage foundation, and it kind of has those I don't know why I sounded so weird that those. It kind of has skincare properties in it. This is a e-cosmetics brush, by the way. And I don't know why. I thought it would be really texturizing on the skin and pore enhancing, and I didn't think it would wear long or nicely at all. And I got the tester because everyone was raving about it, and I get FOMO of these things. And lo and behold, to my surprise, it looked delightful. Like, actually delightful. I've honestly never met a NARS foundation that has looked good on my skin. Like, everyone was going on about the Radiant foundation for a while there when it got released. Like, everyone was talking about how that foundation was just the most wonderful thing that they have ever used in their life, and it looked so bad on me. Same with the, I don't know, all of them. The only one I haven't tried is the Soft Matte. So there you go. I'm gonna do one side with the brush and one side with a sponge just so you guys can see what they look like with the finishes, by the way. Definitely with the sponge you get less coverage from this foundation. That side is with the brush and that side is with the sponge. And it has like a really nice healthy glow to the skin without it being like too dewy. because sometimes the dewiness can really just accentuate the pores and the texture and all that kind of stuff. It's like a good kind of dewy for textured skin people. For color corrector, I picked up this new Bobbi Brown color correcting stick. So I picked up the shade Light Bisque. I have the Bisque color corrector in the pot from Bobbi Brown and I don't like it. It's definitely not the right color correcting shade for me, and I also I much prefer this kind of stick format. It's a lot easier to put on. So I thought I would give this a go. I don't think it's a new formula, to be honest. I think it's really just the little pots in the stick format, but I could be wrong about that. I haven't looked into it enough. I have been using this for the past 4 days since I picked it up. It was very much a spur of the moment pickup. And it's okay. I think it's just probably the shade is, again, not ideal. I think lavender is probably the best shade I've found, but in terms of formula, it's really lightweight and hydrating on the under eye. It doesn't make your concealer change formula or anything like that. And I think if you are someone that you know Light Bisque in the pot works really well for you, or you like the Bobbi Brown color correctors in general, I think that you would really like this stick one. Okay, let's take the ABH Magic Touch concealer. I have shades 3 and 5, and I just mix them together. So a little bit of that, a little bit of that. Okay, so let's move on to cream bronzer, and I'm gonna take my Rare Beauty bronzer stick. I like this. I think I did I used it in like the first time I kind of used it, or maybe the second. Anyway, I used it in a video recently, I know I did. I just can't get enough of it. It's so good. It actually really reminds me of the KKW contour sticks. Does anyone remember that? And does anyone have this and compare them? Does that not remind you of it? Because it does me for sure. Except I wish that they had as many shades as the KKW one, because I need a more dense brush. Hold please. Because those KKW contour sticks, they were some good squishy. You know what I mean? We're gonna move into powder. But I did actually pick up the Huda Beauty Easy Bake powder because I am a little bit nervous, I won't lie, that the fragrance might break me out, but I'm hoping it's so far down the list that it will be okay. But Ali Glines kept talking about it the other day in her makeup tutorial, and it was like one of her #1 makeup, and I was like, I really just need to try it. This is in the shade Cupcake, because Sugar Cookie was sold out, which is the very lightest one, but I was like, this one might work. Now I am gonna risk the biscuit and try and dust this on my under eyes, but I think it will probably darken them. But let's just see how we go, shall we? This Easy Bake color of Cupcake reminds me of the Milk Makeup Blur Setting Powder though. I think it has, but we might get away with it. God, it's got a little bit of a smell to it, doesn't it? It's not too bad. Let's, I'm just wiping the excess powder off that brush that I just used, which is a Dillium Tool 787 if you're wondering. I'm gonna go in with my eye powder on the other side and actually just see the difference. I think I was in the middle of a sentence saying that it reminds me of the Milk Makeup Blur Setting Powder, which used to be my all-time favorite powder, and it does actually remind me of that. I just haven't been able to get that again. I think this side looks better, right? Ooh. Actually, I don't know. Comment down below, this side or this side? Okay. Well, I'll put this one over the top so that it matches. I'm gonna go in with my powder puff now and pick up, I don't like the netting. I don't like the netting of this. Why can't they just give me a package like the Laura Mercier powder? That's what works best. For me anyway, it's all about me. There we go. Okay, let's try and see how this goes. Yeah, this is really, really similar to the Milk Makeup Blur powder. Oh, cool. I like that because I've never been able to buy that again. I think they might have discontinued it. This will be, okay, if you're an oily gal or a combo gal and you're looking for a powder to set your face in that's gonna make your makeup literally not budge for the entire day, you need to get yourself this Huda powder, because that's exactly, I don't even need to do a wear test to know that that's exactly what this powder's gonna do. This is perfect for me, especially for work or like long days. Should we just try and bake just for gigs? Gigs is giggles, by the way. Why not? I mean, baking doesn't exactly look good on a 30-plus-year-old woman, but we're just playing with makeup. We can literally just wash it off. I'm not going anywhere after this. Surely that's enough, right? I look crazy. When do I not look crazy on here? Truly. Is there a time? How long do I leave my under eyes for? It's only been like 20 seconds. Should I leave it for like 30 more seconds? I'll do that. All right, let's leave it for 30 more. I'll come back in 30 seconds. How about that? It'll be like instantly for you, but for me it'll be 30 seconds. Okay, I just had the idea that I could probably just do my lower lash line and stuff while the baking is sitting. And maybe I need to like just, I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing. I never bake, ever. So we're in this together. Now I did just quickly put my Charlotte Tilbury black liner on my top waterline and this Makeup Forever Endless Cacao in my lower waterline. Where's my palette? Here it is. Let's go ahead and do the lower lash line, shall we? Let's go in with Ridge, this one right here. This is a Delium 777 shader brush. And I'll run that underneath here. I like the tones. Let's go into this one right here on a pencil. That'll do, don't care, that'll do. So I got a tester of the Lancome Lash Idole. It's not a tester, I got it for like 100 points from Sephora. You know how they do that little jazz? And I know so many people talk about this mascara, so I was like, yeah, why not? Oh, it's a funny little wand. So do I do it this way? Oh wow, that's a good, okay, I get it. That's a good mascara. Holy dooly, can you guys see that? That's some false lash vibes right there. All right, this is one of those products that lives up to the hype, huh? There you go. I just feel like we really need to take the bake off because it's been on there so long. There you go. I don't know if, do I look more flawless on camera? Who knows? I will say it's actually taken some of the darkness away a little bit, but I do look very dry. So, but you know, setting spray could fix that. Who knows? Let's go ahead and do bronzer. Eyes are done, which is exciting. Let's go ahead and move on to bronzer now. Now, I picked this bronzer up because my lovely friend Emily's makeup bag, which I will link her channel down below. If you haven't watched her, please go check her out because her videos are so good and the girl pumps out the content and she's just amazing, really. She's an amazing person. But she always raves about this Ilia Nightlight bronzing powder, and Emily, you finally got me to cave. I picked it up. Are you happy? Are you happy? Ilia, Drawn In. There's only 2 shades, which is a bit sad, but this is the lighter shade. And I will pick it up on my Refa 22 brush. I'll just go in like this. Oh, it's powdery. All right, let's see how, oh, okay, she's pigmented. Oh, she's nice though. Oh yeah, okay. Okay, Emily, I get it. It's divine. It does have a lot of kick up in the pan, so just be mindful of that. If you don't enjoy that, then probably not the bronzer for you. But if you have a similar skin tone to me, I think you will quite like this because it is a very lovely bronzing tone. It's really blurring on the skin. Every time I finish my makeup, as a side note, I look like I've got like gray hair that I dye brunette. And I mean, obviously this is a wig, but it's regardless, because I get so much powder and makeup in my hairline. And so I look like I just have all this gray hair regrowth coming through. Useless. Let's go on to cream highlight. I'm gonna take my Lisa Eldridge one. I know I put this on underneath my foundation as well, but listen, I just can't get enough, okay? Because look, I like to do all of the steps. All of them, as many as I can, because I get really sad when it's time for the makeup journey to be over. I just like really putting my makeup on, you know? More so than even wearing it, just like putting it all on. Anyway, we're gonna take this highlighter from LYS, the Aim High. It's in Brave. I really like it. It's so pretty. So pretty. put a little bit of this on. And then I'm going to take my ABH Cream Blush in the shade Peachy Keen. I really want to pick up some more of these actually because I really like this formula. I'm just going to take it on the back of my hand first and then grab my brush and I'll like work the product into the brush so that it's all evenly distributed, and I will lightly tap this on. Did everyone see that the new Hermes products got released on Selfridges? I really just want to pick them all up with the spring lipsticks, but I'm trying to be good. It's tough. Is anyone going to pick them up? Has anyone already picked them up? Let's actually go into my Luna Beauty blush palette today, and I'm just going to take a mixture of these, mainly this one actually, but a little bit of the bottom one. I really like his blush formula and I haven't used it in ages on my channel and it just deserves a little moment. I saw that everyone was getting his mystery boxes, and so it inspired me to, or reminded me I should say, to bring this back out. Let's take my Benefit Professional Setting Spray and I'll just spray it onto my sponge. And I will pat this all in. I kind of need it because I'm a little bit dry from baking. I do think the under eyes look quite good though, probably better than they've looked in a while, but aside from, actually, they look a little dry, but they're not too bad. I guess it's, maybe I'm at a point where it's like, do the under eyes want to look a little bit dry, but also like the darkness be covered and then be long wearing? Or would I rather the darkness coming out and creasing a little bit, but they don't look dry? I don't know the answer to that question. I will have to play around with it. I do think the skin is looking so good. Can you see how, like, I've put on a bit of makeup, let's be real here. Let's not kid each other, but I don't know if you guys can see, the skin is looking so natural still because that NARS foundation is so lightweight and so skin-like. So even though I've put so much like the powder on it, etc., because I wanted to try it, it still just looks so natural, like really. I'm impressed. For lips, I'm gonna take my Makeup Forever Endless Cacao Artist Pencil and I will line the lips. Then I'm gonna take Huda Babyface and I'm gonna pop that over the lips except for the center of them. And then for the center, I'm gonna take Huda Empress. Okay, let me go fix my hair and all that jazz and I will be right back. And this is the finished makeup look. What do you guys think? Do we like it? I actually really like the way this whole look turned out. It's like, honestly, this is something that I would just wear on the everyday, if I'm honest. Might be a bit glam for some, but honestly, I would wear this to work, no joke. I really like the tones of this. I think this bronze palette, this is a palette that I think I will get a lot of use out of. It's definitely tones that I would find really easy to just like slap on the eyes and run out the door, like to work, to dinner, whatever, and it's like definitely one of those palettes that you can take from day to night very easily. But this is it. That NARS foundation, by the way, massive, massive winner. I liked the Huda powder. I liked everything that I tried today, truly. I really, really did. So let me know your thoughts down below. As always, if you're watching till this point, you know I just think you're truly, truly amazing. Thank you so much. If you are, please don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I hope you have an amazing day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time. Bye. Impressed. What have I got left? Cool.